Hi everyone, I would like to show you a brief introduction to a control software, Lince, which we have created exclusively for our E69 motion cockpit. Okay, when you open the program, you get to a home window with software behind it. It basically consists of a window divided into two parts. Firstly, at the top there is the logical logo. Clicking on it will take you directly to the blog page, www.logical.net. And secondly, there are some tabs that provide access to the various software configurations. Okay. Now, the first tab is Devices and Simulators, which is divided into a section to select the simulator and a section to activate the various devices that are installed in our system. The choice of simulators is pretty extensive, and we can easily and quickly select the simulator we want to run at any given time. There are racing simulators, but there are also flight simulators. Some flight simulators are also supported, and we hope to include some more in the future. The hardware activation is very straightforward. You just click on this small on-off switch, and a device configuration page is displayed. In this example, we'll be configuring the Formula 1 steering wheel. We can define a series of parameters that change what we will be seeing in the LEDs and displays we have installed in our Formula 1 steering wheel. Firstly, there's the basic hardware configuration, and then the options to display small elements of information such as the optimum RPM, so we can get an indication from the steering wheel, warning for low fuel, and other similar elements. Apart from that, there are other common indications, such as whether the LED displays on our steering wheel are on or off. There are 15 green, red and blue LEDs, and we can configure the percentage of RPM at which we want them to light up by adjusting the different controls. Finally, there is the configuration of what we want to see on our display. This essentially includes telemetry information from the simulators, such as speed, water temperature, oil temperature, gap, etc. Once these options have been configured, we can run through them with a selector switch on our steering wheel. The motion cockpit is activated with this other switch. When we click on the tab, we get this window that confirms that the actuators have been detected and that they are configured. The definition of the system can be done through this configuration window. We can select what actuators will be active here, whether we'll have 2 or 3 DOFs there, and the range of motion of the actuators, 150, 100 or 50 millimeters. There is also an option to detect the actuators automatically, or to change the position of the actuators. There is a tab for the detection of the actuators on the profile, but we do not need to click on the button if the automatic detection is configured already. Once they are configured, this slide bar can be used to run an initial actuator position test. and then return them to central position. We can also configure the internal parameters of the actuators, such as the speed, the acceleration, the maximum travel, or the smoothness of operation. These parameters can be easily changed with these bars. Once the actuator operating parameters have been configured, we can configure the feedback effects that we want to receive. The range goes from 0 to 100 and depends on the car. We can have a different one for each car. These bars are used to configure the percentage of a given feedback effect that we want to receive from all the actuators. This software includes the new element, the Motion Pro mode. As I'm sure you've read on our blog, this is only a way to customize the actuator positioning algorithm. This way, if you do not agree with our algorithm, or you want to perform some other type of control, you can type a series of typical C# programming commands to adjust the feedback to whatever you want to program. Like this, as simple as that. All this information plus something a bit more advanced will be included in the user manuals we'll be releasing sometime later. Now, the Lince software can also be used to activate other modules for devices we are developing. There's a tachometer, and there's also a brake mod. We'll be releasing these designs as soon as possible, and we'll be able to configure them from our software as well. For the moment though, this is all very much as you can see, it's all very much a work in progress, but we hope to have it ready before Christmas. Okay. Now, another essential part of the program is the profile manager. All the configurations we create for our motion cockpit or our steering wheel can be stored independently and then loaded or deleted individually, as we loaded or deleted there, like that, individual as we try them out. We'll be getting the appropriate messages whenever we create them or delete them, as you can see. There is also a series of buttons here on the right to test the profiles quickly and easily, so that we do not need to access the simulators to check that everything works correctly in, for example, a lap around Spa, or it could be a flight with the IL-2 or with the Black Shark, for example. Clicking on these buttons will operate the steering wheel and the motion cockpit accordingly, so we do not need to get into the simulators. Finally, there's the About window that shows basic information about the license, about who we are, and a series of logos from our partners. So that's it. We hope we'll be releasing it soon. Thank you very much for watching.